Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of a brand new product and kind of a new brand as well. So what I'm going to be showing you guys today is the brand called FiXX Revolution, and this is their Liquid Skin FauXXdation is what they've written, which is a double fix foundation. And then they've also released a concealer which is called ConcealXX Super Fix Concealer. Now, FiXX Revolution is an offshoot of Makeup Revolution. Makeup Revolution confuse me often because that's their main brand, and then they've got all these offshoots of their brand. So they've got I Love Revolution, which is more kiddish makeup, I want to say. And then they've got Skincare Revolution. And then they've got another one, and now this is a new one. Generally, Makeup Revolution is a very, very affordable brand, and FiXX Revolution is a little bit more on the pricier end. And what I believe they've tried to do with this range is combine skincare with makeup. So that's the reason why the price point is a little bit higher. The products appear to be in a lot more kind of luxurious sort of packaging, etc. So FiXX Revolution has actually released two types of foundation. I've got both of them, but this is the one that I'm showing you today, which is the Liquid Skin FauXXdation, and this comes in quite a hefty foundation bottle made of frosted glass with FiXX written on the front, and then it comes with a pump dispenser. Nice, easy, clean, neat and tidy, even though I'm slightly messy on the tube, as you can see. So I'm just going to read to you what a lot of their claims are off the website. By the way, this retails at £15. I bought mine from Boots. Boots at the time of purchase were doing buy two get one free from Makeup Revolution, sorry, FiXX Revolution, which is why I bought this foundation, the Glow foundation, as well as the concealer. So I'm just going to read to you quickly what their claims are about this foundation off of their website. So it says, perfect your beat with 55 shades, which is absolutely amazing, obviously, of FiXX Revolution Liquid Skin FauXXdation Double Fix Foundation. Silky smooth skin is just a pump away for our long wear silk finish foundation. For those who can't get enough of full coverage, infused with vitamin E and hyaluronic acid to treat your skin in an epic 55 shades catering to yellow, olive, pink, neutral, cool, golden, orange and warm undertones. And then they've got the list of every single foundation shade and the breakdown of the undertone as well as what your skin tone is. So one that I've bought mine in is in the shade 10.5, which is described as medium skin with warm golden undertones. Now, the reason why I was able to purchase this online, now I'll be honest with you, in the UK we have relaxed lockdown rules and shops are now open. However, when I bought this, shops were still closed, so I hadn't actually been in store to colour match myself. I also refused to go in store just to do something as frivolous as trying out a foundation. I don't really see that as an essential purchase for me. Anything these days can be done online. Aside, what I did was I went with the shade that I had purchased in the Conceal and Define foundation by Makeup Revolution, and that's why I ended up with this. In the other foundation, the Glow one, I bought the shade 10.2 because at the moment I am at the stage where my skin is steadily getting darker. The joke is that when I actually bought this, this was a little bit warm for me, but I actually bought this nearly 2 weeks ago, and within those 2 weeks it has slowly started to match my skin. So my skin has actually gone back to the NC40 shade, which I've normally shared with you guys. Now obviously it says that it's got hyaluronic acid in it, but when you look at the ingredients list, sodium hyaluronate is almost at the bottom of the list of ingredients. And as I've explained to you guys in the past, or for those of you that are unaware, when a product claims to have a certain type of skincare ingredient in it, you need to look at the ingredients list and see where it comes. If it comes right near the top of the list, that means that there's quite a lot of that ingredient within it. If it's coming near the bottom, it means it's got a minimal amount. So that's just something to be aware. So these skincare ingredients which are within this foundation are very, very low down in the list, meaning there isn't that much of that ingredient in here. Sneaky. So first off, we're going to talk about the foundation, then we'll go on to the concealer. All I can say is it has been a while since I have loved a foundation as much as this. This is an excellent, excellent foundation. All of you who try this will absolutely love it. This is definitely a dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is unsurprising because it's called Double Fix Foundation, and obviously Double Wear Foundation. Makeup Revolution are known for being the company in the UK that dupes every single high-end brand on the market. So it's no surprise that they've come up with their own version of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I would still say that the Estee Lauder one beats it by a little bit, but this one is still a very, very good dupe for something like that, which costs almost twice as much. So the box it comes in is just a standard cardboard box, which can be easily recycled. And this is 27ml. Makeup Revolution are really weird. I know I'm going to keep calling it Makeup Revolution, but I can't help myself. It's like there's too many names of the same brand to learn. They always do 27ml rather than 30ml. I don't understand that. Why don't you just do a standard 30ml like most foundations are? And it just says on the box exactly the same things which is on the website, which is silky finish, long wear, liquid skin foundation, full coverage, flawless complexion, blah blah blah. So they've actually been quite limited in the information that they give, which in a way can be good, because sometimes when it comes to brands, when you give so many claims and then you don't meet those claims, that's when consumers like myself get disappointed, because I will hold you accountable for the things that you decide to tell us as to what your product should be doing. Now I've got my notes here, so I'm going to be looking down and reading them while I show you a demo of this foundation. Just for reference, the brush that I'll be using is the Morphe M439 Deluxe Buffer Brush. I like to use brushes like this when it comes to foundations such as this, which are fairly thick in texture because they are that full coverage. This kind of brush, being that it's quite dense, very easily buffs it all into the skin, which is sometimes what you need for something which is as full coverage as this foundation is. You can use a beauty blender if you want, but bear in mind when you use a beauty blender, it can shear out your foundation. Personally, I would actually suggest maybe not using a beauty blender, purely because this foundation dries really fast, the same way the Estee Lauder Double Wear does. And what will happen is, if you haven't blended that area yet, because you're still kind of pushing it into the skin, because I'll be honest, a brush definitely applies and blends out a lot faster than a beauty blender. What you may find is that you end up with patchiness on your skin because it has already started to dry while you're still applying it. So please, please, please try and use a makeup brush if possible. Now this foundation has definitely got a thick-ish kind of consistency. It blends beautifully, easily and seamlessly onto the skin, as long as you make sure to start blending out very, very quickly. It is definitely full coverage, and I would definitely say you can build up that coverage. It's got a velvety, soft, matte texture. My skin looks almost flawless using this foundation. I absolutely love it. It lasted upwards of 16 hours without getting shiny, and at the point of me filming this video, the majority of June in the UK has been very, very humid, and this has worked really well against the humidity. Also, the fact that it is transferable but not as transferable as other foundations, again coming in with that whole dupe of it being the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is one of the least transferable foundations on the market. Another reason why I absolutely love this. Again, similar to Estee Lauder Double Wear, it really sticks to the skin, stopping your foundation from moving around, and it dries very, very quickly. I like the fact that it's got a large shade range as well. Despite the fact that I've got combination skin, it didn't really get overly shiny in my T-zone like it normally does. I didn't find that it moved around on my skin, and I found that my face looked absolutely amazing pretty much throughout the day until I removed it. So if it has held up as well as it has done in humid weather, you can only imagine how it would hold up in normal weather. Okay, so this is how my skin looks with one fairly light-ish layer, one half pump on this side, another half pump on the other side, and this is how my skin now looks. Now, as I have told you guys before, I have got a little bit of extra pigmentation, texturization on my skin, and I normally tend to go in a little bit more on my cheek area just to give myself that extra bit of coverage, which is necessary to do very quickly, because as I've already said, this foundation starts to dry very fast, and already that first layer is starting to dry, so I need to move fast. But I love the way that this applies to the skin, so easy, covers up any redness that I've got on my chin, which I have for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's probably the weather. I suffer from all kinds of allergies. There's always something appearing on my face. Again, I've got textured skin. This does not accentuate any texture on my face. It doesn't sit with any pores, making them look more obvious. But the one thing it definitely does do is that if you've got any dry skin, because it really sticks to the skin and it's got a matte finish, it will attach itself to those dry patches. So just be aware of maybe moisturizing that area a little bit extra, because otherwise you'll find throughout the day it will kind of start to clog around that a bit, which is a little bit annoying. And the reason I'm doing this is because it was happening to me on my chin area, because what I had is I'm still kind of getting over it, that little bit of eczema on my chin, which means it's like dry skin, but not normal dry skin, it's abnormal dry skin. What I found with this foundation was that it did kind of attach itself to it a little bit. It didn't make it too obvious, but it was more obvious to me because obviously I got my face in a mirror half the time. But this is how it looks when it's done. It's almost completely dry. It doesn't even feel tacky on the face. Personally, you don't have to set it if you don't want to, but I like to, just to give my skin a little bit of extra longevity. Another thing that I do have to say about this foundation is, yes, it does oxidize. It oxidizes slightly, because at the moment, despite the fact that I told you that this foundation was a little bit warm for me, even just looking at myself on the camera, I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like it's warm for her, but trust me, it is. At the moment, you can see it's blended into my neck very easily and very nicely. By the time the end of the video comes, you will see that it has kind of darkened slightly. So I'm not going to set this just yet because I obviously want to move on to doing the concealer review. But this is just to show you guys exactly how it looks once the foundation is done and complete. And I will be setting it shortly using my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder. But overall, I absolutely love this foundation. It has been a long time since I have really loved something from the drugstore. Can you see already, while we're here on camera, my skin has suddenly just become warmer? See what I mean? It's so weird. I hate foundations that oxidize. It makes it so difficult when you're buying something in a shop, because what are you supposed to do? Put it on your wrist and then just walk around like this waiting for 15 minutes for something to happen. It's like, come on, man. By the way, I apologize for any outside noise. I'm in my garage, my doors are open, windows are open, it's hot, people are in their garden, nature is outside, somebody's mowing their lawn, I don't know. Anyway, so I may find myself getting a little bit shouty. I do apologize. I'm not shouting at you guys. It's just so that that noise just, you know, is not interfering. Anyway, so it comes in exactly the same kind of box and the same sort of packaging. And it comes in, again, a glass tube similar to the foundation. And then it's got a doe foot applicator, which you have to be quite careful when you pull it out. Otherwise, it will throw product around. It's got this very strange kind of almost pyramid shaped tip, which, to be honest, it doesn't bother me in any kind of way. It just makes it easy to apply under the eyes, etc. So the concealer also comes in 55 shades. It's like, wow. The shade that I bought mine in is called CX10. I just had to shut the door. I'm sorry. My neighbors who've never cut their grass in like the whole time they've lived there suddenly decided to do it today. So my shade, like I said, which is called CX10, is described as medium skin with golden undertones. Now personally, probably I would need one which has got yellow undertones, because I actually find that this does not give me that brightening effect that I like to have under my eyes. It's almost perfect match to go exactly with the foundation, but in terms of brightening that area, I would definitely need something a little bit lighter. So maybe CX 8.5, which is medium skin with yellow undertone, but that's something I can always look into later. So this also retails at £10 and contains 13.5 ml of product. That is excellent. That is one of the largest amount of product that I've come across in a concealer. A lot of the time it's 5 ml, 6 ml. 13, over 13 is absolutely excellent. Now under their description they've written, let's cut to the base. This concealer is a gotta have for long wear, life-proof coverage. The stretchable formula conceals and brightens skin, covering blemishes, dark circles and redness with absolutely no flashback. The unique under-eye hugging flexible applicator gives one swipe impact for a flawless satin finish, so you can flex your complexion, infused with vitamin E and hyaluronic acid to treat your skin. Again, sodium hyaluronate is all the way at the bottom of the ingredients list, so again, similar to the foundation. Now before I apply this, I'm just going to let you know what I'm going to be setting this with, because I like to set my under-eye concealer very quickly before it starts to crease under my eyes. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Luxury Powder in the shade Banana, which is one of my holy grail loose setting powders, and then I will be blending it out with a beauty blender. Now generally what I've been doing is with the concealer and foundation, I've been doing them very quickly together, because again, because this has set itself now and it's not even sticky or anything like that, it's gone completely velvety soft. What will happen is that the concealer can start to kind of interfere with the foundation, because the foundation is dry, so you don't want any kind of patchiness. I'll just get out my foundation brush if I need to and then just blend around the edges in case that patchiness happens. But in terms of the review, obviously I wanted to talk to you guys first, but if I was doing my makeup on a normal day-to-day basis, I would move very quickly from foundation to concealer and then powdering down my face. Okay, so there we have it, and it is now set. Let me just use this brush just to blend between the concealer and the foundation. It didn't actually go patchy, but I also find that this concealer slightly oxidizes as well, because at the moment you can see brightening foundation, but give it a couple of minutes and that will change. Now, as I haven't set my foundation yet, I'm going to do that now with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Foundation in the shade Medium. This is my favorite setting powder and has been for the past couple of months. But any setting powder that you want to use, obviously, is completely up to you. And the thing with this foundation is, like I said, it doesn't actually need to be set. However, applying powder on top of any foundation will just give it that little bit of extra longevity, and the powder will actually help to hold the oils back in your skin, especially if you're somebody who's got naturally oily skin. Now, this foundation will definitely work well for all skin types, most definitely, as well as the concealer. But let's get back onto the concealer. So you don't need to apply too much of this concealer, and like they've said, it is long wearing, which it completely is. Life proof coverage, yep. Conceals and brightens the skin completely, covers blemishes, yep. Dark circles, redness. There is no flashback. I've used this with flash photography as well, and it is an absolutely excellent concealer. This also gets a 10 out of 10. It has been a long time since I have given anything a 10 out of 10, especially two combination base products. I am so impressed by these. Now, what I'm gonna do is I am going to just do the rest of my makeup and just finish off everything, just so that you guys can see what it looks like once it's all settled down together and how it looks on my skin tone, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. My makeup is done. On my lips I'm wearing Revolution's Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigment in the shade Imagine, because I'm actually wearing a Barbie top today. It's pink. Yeah, so here's the face, all complete. Foundation is set, makeup is on. I've got my bronzer, blush and highlighter done. Everything is set. It looks lovely. It is now slightly oxidized. You guys probably can't tell on camera because it is so subtle that it is only a tiny bit warm for me. I don't know if I can show you my double chin. I shouldn't have much of a double chin considering how much I work out, but it's the only way I can show you. Give myself vertigo doing that. Feels absolutely lovely on the skin. Any kind of mark or blemish or anything like that is completely covered up. I've got a scar here. You can't even see the scar whatsoever. Absolutely love this foundation. The concealer, I love it just as much. It doesn't crepe, it doesn't move, it doesn't accentuate any lines under your eyes, it doesn't create any kind of texture, it doesn't move throughout the day. It literally stays put, concealing my dark circles and keeping my eyes looking amazing literally until the point I take it off. I cannot rave about these two products highly enough. They're absolutely amazing, and I am so glad that I bought these. You guys will not regret trying these if you do decide to get your hands on it. I don't know what else I can say really other than they're excellent. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.